Yo, what's going on, Company Gang? It's your boy Company. Sorry, I'm gonna have to whisper right now or talk a lot quieter because it's daytime and don't want my parents hearing me because that'd be awkward. But anyways, because I want to make more content more regularly, I decided I'm gonna try talking about different things, stuff that I'm working on, and right now. I'm going to talk about a project that I've been working on for maybe like the past week or so. And basically, what I've been doing is I've been trying to write a song about needs, or more specifically, the experience of being NEET. And yeah, overall, it's been pretty interesting. It's been a lot harder than I thought. So I just wanted to briefly share the process, what I've done so far, and yeah, my thoughts on songwriting. So yeah, basically what I first start out doing is I start trying to make the beat, which is gonna be the foundation of the song basically. And I think I made like two or three different iterations, or like I guess versions, or different like beats basically. And eventually on this third one, which I made today actually, I think I finally came up with a I guess a sort of instrumental that I feel best captures the, I don't know, the emotions and the experience of being NEET basically. And I think in terms of like the genre of music, what I chose, I decided to go with like lo-fi hip hop. And while I guess you guys can already see like the correlation there, because well, the reason I chose lo-fi specifically is because I feel like lo-fi is a pretty appropriate genre for needs, because well, just the way it sounds, I feel, is sort of like almost like a metaphor for like the NEET existence. Like, for example, like how muffled it sounds. It's almost like it's almost like there's a haze over the music because of like how like muffled and like dark everything sounds. And at the same time, that kind of like represents the sort of like brain fog and the haze that NEETs walk through in their lives, that they experience. And you know, just the lack of, you know, high frequency content in most lo-fi hip hop, you know, is kind of like a metaphor for sort of like the dimly lit grungy environments that NEETs typically inhabit, like basically their own rooms, and how like tight and claustrophobic the mix is sort of like a metaphor for how confined existence is for the NEET, like just like the compression and everything, like the lack of, you know, dynamic range, and how, you know, grungy and gritty everything is, kind of like represents how almost like dirty and grimy and like almost like I don't know, like I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it's kind of like this weird like feeling. And I guess like the degradation of the audio in lo-fi hip hop, because, you know, like they deliberately like make audio sound like shit in lo-fi hip hop. And I think that kind of like represents like all the rot and the degradation of the spirit and the soul that the NEET typically experiences. Probably, you know, I'm stretching things right now, but I'm trying to come up with some artsy bullshit, you know, because I'm an artist and everything. But and I also, how, you know, like a lot of the chords and the chord progressions are often like very like almost like bittersweet, with like the like jazz like minor chord harmonies, which yeah, you know, are kind of like sad but happy sounding at the same time. And that kind of like captures how bittersweet being in NEET is, because on one hand, you are you know, extremely comfy, and, you know, you're not succumbing to societal expectations of whatever, is to be, you know, part of like the labor force and everything, but at the same time you have to suffer this sort of existential hollowness and, you know, the whole experience of like rotting away and, you know, wasting away, losing your ability to pretty much function as a normal human being. And I think that's captured in the harmonies of like lo-fi beats, and also just how it has a very like old sound, which is almost like nostalgic in a way, and that kind of is relatable because, you know, a lot of NEETs are often stuck in the past of when they grew up and are, you know, often very nostalgic as far as, you know, maybe a lot of them had happy childhoods or, you know, peaked when they were a lot younger. So that's the overall mindset of why I chose a lo-fi beat. And what I plan to do is write lyrics for it and sing over it. So I'll just play the beat quickly before I talk about the lyrics and everything and songwriting. So, oh yeah, by the way, this is my little studio setup. If you want me to talk about what exactly I have, what gear I use, it's not much really, but I could definitely talk about that in another video if people are actually interested in this kind of stuff. But anyways, I'll just play the beat. So yeah, here it goes. And these are the lyrics, by the way, that I've been working on. But yeah. So basically, this instrumental is gonna like form the backbone of the song basically, and what I'm gonna do is like write lyrics, sing them, and then kind of like arrange everything and, you know, maybe decorate it a little bit by adding other stuff to complement the vocals. That's the plan at least. And yeah, as far as songwriting goes, I've definitely gained a lot of respect for songwriters because it's actually really difficult, because what you're doing when you're writing lyrics is you're trying to basically, you know, come up with all these complex ideas and experiences and then find ways to like compress it, like kind of like how you compress an image or like an audio file into like a very small amount of data. So like you're taking something that should be said in maybe 3,000 or 4,000 words at least and compressing it into these little 7 to 8 word like lines basically, and giving yourself like a 3 to 4 minute time limit. So it's actually quite difficult to write something that captures the essence of the message you want to send or the story you're trying to tell, and have it be relatable to other people, and also be able to fit to a melody that matches the beat and all these other factors. So it's definitely been, you know, that's why it's been taking me so long just to write, to come up with one song, because you have to get the beat right first, because if the beat is bad then you can't really like do a proper song over it. And then yeah, it ends up, so yeah, it takes a while, and then after that you have to find ways to like come up with the lyrics, and that's the hard part, like, because it took me a while to sort of, you know, skim through the myriad of different topics about being NEET that were in my mind, because there's literally so many things you could talk about, and you have to sort of narrow that down and try to find a select few topics that sort of fit together that can sort of relate to the beat. So anyways, that's my whole thought process, at least as far as writing this song. And yeah, I'd say the reason I'm doing this is because, well, you know, I've always had dreams of being a musician, and, you know, I wish I could be an artist. Unfortunately, I'm not really what you would call a good singer. So I have to rely on things like auto-tune probably and effects and stuff. But, you know, what they say about song lyrics is that, you know, it's better if you, you know, write about things you've experienced yourself. And that's the only way you can write good lyrics, if they're sort of like authentic and genuine. And, well, unfortunately, I don't really have much life experience, but, it's probably really loud. You know, the only thing that I really can sing about or write lyrics about even is being a NEET. So that's yeah, what I'm going for. And, you know, obviously this is my first time attempting to write a song, which is why it's taking so long. But also, you know, don't expect anything really good. Like, the lyrics are probably going to be corny as hell and trash, but, you know, I think part of the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm trying to get over this issue that I have with, you know, perfectionism as an artist. I know that a lot of people who are creative or try and do creative things, like, you know, code games or draw stuff, you know, make animations, like, they have this fear of, you know, I feel like a lot of them, or at least for me, like, the reason I never wanted to share my music with people is because I've always had this fear that I wasn't at my peak yet, and that I had so much room to improve, and I only wanted to show the world the best side of myself, you know, the part when I've mastered making music. But the thing is that I'll probably never achieve that, given that I'm a lazy piece of crap. And also, yeah, and also, is something like mastery or perfection even achievable in the arts? And, you know, some people have talked to me about that, and you know, it's possible, entirely possible, that, you know, maybe that's not the case. Maybe you'll always be chasing perfection when in reality you will never reach it, and that, you know, maybe the stuff that you're able to make right now is actually good, but you're judging yourself against entirely different standards. And besides, you know, just forcing yourself to you know, expose your art, it's kind of a way of you know, getting over that fear of, you know, not making anything, because you're trying to live up to an expectation that you'll probably never meet. So that's part of the reason, that's another reason why I'm doing it. And well, that's really why I'm doing this in the first place. And also the fact that I don't really have much to contribute to the world. So if I'm able to, you know, at least entertain people with how bad this song is, then, you know, at least I'll have left my mark on this world, you know. Not that that's the be all and end all of existence, but I don't know, I feel like it's something that I'm sort of unconsciously driven to do. It's just another biological, you know, directive or whatever, something that I'm just driven to do, that I want to do for whatever arbitrary reason is causing me to want to do this. But yeah, that's another reason why I'm doing this. But like I said, don't expect much. And yeah, as far as what the song is going to be about, I don't want to spoil it for you guys, because, well, there's really not much going on, and you probably know exactly what the song is like if I just tell you what it's about. But I'll just speak in as vague of terms as possible. It's basically about, you know, I feel like one of the fundamental questions that a lot of NEETs are probably asking themselves at this moment. It's probably like a universal question that most people ask. It's like the question that is probably, you know, the most asked question in the world, in a human existence at least. So, and also, how that relates to being NEET, I guess. So I'm not even sure if that makes any sense. I'm not even sure if what I said in this video makes any sense, because this probably all just sounds like some artsy fartsy BS. But you know, I don't know. It's kind of hard to think of things to talk about. So this is just showing, you know, the different side of me, because I do talk about making music a lot, but I feel like I never actually show it, which might call into question that if I'm actually make music or not. But yeah, I do make music, and I guess this is it, and hopefully, you know, I'll be able to upload something pretty soon. Anyways, this is Company signing out. Oh yeah, if you like this, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button below. Peace.